Jesus is God's best idea, saved for last and sent to save. But I think there's even more symbolism and even more foreshadowing going on. You see, as we said, for the Jews of their time, it was the water that got them right into God's eyes. It made them pure in God's eyes. But the problem was they'd then go get dirty again, and they'd have to repeat the process over and over again. So eventually, as God says, I've got a better idea, I'll send my son down and he'll purify you once and for all with his blood poured out for the forgiveness of sins. And then many years later, Jesus says, I want you to remember this by drinking wine. The water turned into wine. And I think there's a real beauty and intentional symbolic arc that John is hinting at. The old water is gone. You didn't need to use it anymore. The new wine, the new life has come. And I think John does this intentionally because years after all these events, when he sat down with a cup of coffee writing down his experiences, he wanted us to see the whole story and how this all fitted together. And John knew the whole story because he's in the room where it happened at the wedding. He's in the room where it happened when Jesus says, do this in remembrance of me. And he ended up on the hill where it happened when Jesus was crucified. And it's all of these events that John witnessed that made John believe in Jesus being the bringer of eternal life with God. John finishes his account of the wedding in Cana by saying this. He said, what Jesus did here in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory. And his disciples, they believed in him. Not to have a hopeful, fingers crossed faith, but a belief in who he really was. John is saying to us in 2025, you can believe this too.